Have you ever wondered how to move from the United States to the UK to retire?
Well, stick around and we'll show you how we retired from the heart of Texas to the English Canals.
Have you ever dreamed of leaving it all behind? Moving to England and live your life on its historic canal system. The English Canal network is nearly 300 years old and still spans nearly 2,000 miles. Stick around and we'll show you everything that had to happen to turn our dream into a reality. We've already detailed much of this in 2 other videos, one moving legally to the UK and the other how to get all your stuff from one country to another. But this video is our narrowboat journey, from the first sparks of a dream to live on the English canals to learning just how we could do it. And how do you ever build a custom narrowboat a world away from the quiet, quaint canals? So join us and see how we struggled through 5 years of selling everything we owned, legally moving ourselves and our lives to England, all so we could spend our retirement cruising the cut on our very own narrowboat. A lot of stuff happened over the years, from deciding to live on a narrowboat to actually doing it. In order to make the timeline easier to understand exactly what you're watching, or rather, when you're watching, we'll include date stamps all along the way, just like this.
Well, hello and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
And speaking of coming to you from the here and now, well, at least as much as you can on YouTube.
So yeah, we always wanted to retire with a traveling type lifestyle, and oddly enough, narrowboats weren't even in the picture. No, when we first got the, hey, maybe we can travel in our retirement all the time bug, we were actually thinking about doing RV life. Well, the problem is, when we started putting together a budget, it worked out that it cost as much to do RV life, and in a way, a little bit more, than it did to own a home. We knew that that wasn't going to be in our retirement plans, and we really didn't come up with an alternative at that point, did we? Then COVID happened.
In the United States, new confirmed cases, and over the course of the last several weeks, a clear trend line up, including several days last week.
Here are some of the major developments we're tracking right now. Confirmed coronavirus cases around the globe, closing in on 13 million.
The coronavirus is the biggest threat this country has faced for decades, and this country is not alone.
Everyone's lives changed during COVID. It changed how society works, us as people, and even how we looked at life and the world. RV manufacturers couldn't keep up with the demand for people wanting van lives and living on the road. This made our original plan even more expensive, and something we definitely couldn't do. And then, something amazing happened. A streaming app suggested Great Canal Journeys, a television series starring Prunella Scales and Timothy West. More importantly, it was all about narrowboats.
And then I found David cruising the cut. And then finally Foxes Afloat. Just all the same stuff that everyone in the world seemed to watch. And the more I watched it, the more I liked it. In my head, I'm thinking, well, this is going to be really, really perfect, because I wanted to retire in England to be closer to my family, my aging mother and aunts and uncles. And so one day over lunch, I'm like, hey, I started watching these videos about these things called narrowboats on the English Canal. And Wendy goes, oh my God, so have I.
And when you said, would you like to retire there? I said, absolutely. And it's one of those things where I would love to explore all of England, nooks, crannies, little tiny villages, large cities, all of it.
This was the moment we both went down the narrowboat rabbit hole. We both watched more and more canal YouTubers, to the point I bought maps to follow along and understand where everyone was actually cruising. Needless to say, Wendy realized the idea of retiring to the canals was a serious one, and as she does, decided to put together a budget and see if it was an affordable retirement. It was easier than you would think. At the time, there was a popular trend of releasing annual videos of exactly what narrowboat life cost those who put their canal adventures online. The question was, would the numbers for life on the English canals make for an affordable retirement? Once we saw the numbers did work, the next step was to see if we would actually enjoy cruising the canals. And quite frankly, was it something we could physically do? But there were a few things stopping us. First, there was COVID. Then there was our love for travel. Obviously, with a YouTube channel named Love to Travel, our calendars were full of pre-booked and pre-planned travel adventures. But by the end of January 2023, our narrowboat rental was booked for later that year. September, in fact. To say we were excited is an understatement. We put together a cleat to practice our knots and tie up the narrowboat.
I've been learning how to tie a cleat hitch. I think that's correct.
Cleat hitch.
Cleat hitch. So basically, depending on where your boat is tied, we're going to say it's tied over here. Then you go to the opposite side of the cleat hitch. You do a full circle, then you go over and under, and then you are going to twist it away from you, so it then does this knot. So it looks a little bit like a figure 8, and the key that my husband taught me is that this line here is opposite of this line here. So that's how you know that you tied it correctly.
And where would we cruise? Only one of the more beautiful canals, the Oxford Canal. We've already published some videos about this incredible cruise on our YouTube channel. But there's something special happening with these videos and this particular narrowboat adventure. We'll talk about this at the end of the video. We rented a 57-foot narrowboat from College Cruisers, about the size we're thinking of living on. This really was a perfect experience. Well, we did say this.
We are on an experimental voyage because we intend to retire on a narrowboat. We are hoping to do that in the next few years. We wanted to make sure that we could actually live on a narrowboat, and we wanted to make sure that we didn't kill each other.
Boom, there you go.
It's fair to say, by the time we walked into our home in Austin, Texas, Wendy and I were on a mission to move our lives onto the English canals. We met a couple on Facebook who were already living this life and had some great conversations with them. They introduced us to another similar couple, and with every conversation we learned a little bit more about life on the canals, narrowboats, and different facets of being a continuous cruiser. We had what felt like a million questions, and everyone was ready to answer them all.
Well, hello and Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas!
So it is actually December 25th, 2023. The reason that we wanted to join you on this at Christmas is, quite frankly, we have an awesome Christmas gift back here, which we wanted to basically unwrap with you.
Symbolically.
Symbolically. We got some great news just a couple of months ago, and we're at the point where we can share it with you. Go ahead, baby.
We get to retire early, very, very early.
Very early.
Much earlier than we anticipated.
Much earlier. So, if you've watched our narrowboat adventures on YouTube, on Love to Travel, you saw that we went and did the Oxford Canal for 8 days. Awesome. Mm-hmm. And when we got back, we had a call with our financial planner, and we're like, hey, we wonder. And he went, sure. Of course you can. And what was the timeline he gave us?
So originally we were hoping to aggressively retire anywhere between 4 to 6 years, hopefully closer to the 4. But he came back with 2 years.
2 years. 2 years. So there was literally this moment where, because it was on the telephone, Wendy and I high-fived each other, we're bouncing around the room, and then you saw this reality descend on us as we went, holy crap, we need to get things moving. So you may ask, why are we starting this video in 2023 when it's not really, you're not going to be able to watch this probably until May, June, or July in 2026 by the time we launch the boat and everything. If you're watching this, odds are you've maybe thought about moving on to the canals, maybe from a different part of the world as well. And Wendy and I have learned so much doing this process, and now it's on steroids. So we wanted to help you by sharing what we're going through and how we're approaching it. So we will be recording key points of this journey. One of the key points that I would say is a milestone for us in this process, and I never thought I'd say this in a million years, but Facebook. Mm-hmm. We found a bunch of Facebook groups for narrowboats, and they have them in all sorts of different flavors. I think we're in like 5 or 6 now. And it initially started with one question, which quickly made us realize that we are going to have to reevaluate everything we thought we wanted and were able to do with this A, journey over, and B, the narrowboat itself. And the first question was, we came on and said, hey, we want to ship all our stuff over. How many containers do we need? And who do we use? And they went, you don't need any containers. If you
bring like 4 suitcases and call it a day.
Yeah, if you can't take it over in a suitcase, don't bring it. You're not going to use it. They were polite about it, but pointed. So that was.
I mean, to the person,
100%.
We must have had like 100 comments, and they were like, bring nothing, or it fits in your suitcase. Those were the 2 flavors of the answers.
Yes, they were very smart answers, because people took the time to say, hey, you're coming from the States, the electrics won't jive, and the whole 9 yards. So if you are doing this, the first thing we'd recommend is go to the Facebook groups, because not only did they help us with the move and basically readjust how we're doing that, a lot of things we thought we wanted in the narrowboat, we realized that A, maybe we really don't need it, or B, it's just not doable.
Or C, it changed in our priority ranking.
Yes.
Because somebody told me a long time ago, which still resonates with me, you can have anything, but you can't have everything. Mm-hmm. So when it comes to what we want in our narrowboat, as far as the custom build,
yeah,
we're learning to prioritize and scale back.
All right, babe, so what is the next step?
So next steps are, in order of priority, we need to research our third potential narrowboat builder and make a decision so that we can put our deposit in and get in the queue.
Okay.
The second step is to start clearing our house over the next year or so to be ready if we have to make a quick move, if we quickly sell our house. The third is to actually re-engage with our realtor who actually sold us this house. Oh, we also need to actually work on the fact that we will be going back to England
early 2025 to meet with our boat builder that we would have selected by then.
Yay.
And also to do another rental. And of course, not in priority order, to visit your family.
Mom, love you. You're on top of that list. I don't know why she said it the other way around. We're actually coming to see you, and the rest stuff is just like, maybe we'll do this while we're there. Very excited about 2025 for that trip, because now we sort of know what we're doing. It's going to be so much fun.
And since our fur baby Fafino is a large part of our move, and an equally large part of the moving budget to get him to England, this seems like a great time to introduce him.
Aww.
And yes, he knows just how handsome he is. Wendy was right about finding a boat builder. Just as with RVs and van life, narrowboats were enjoying a surge in popularity through COVID and after. If you wanted a new boat built in 2024, you needed to reserve a build slot, or when a builder would commit to building your dream boat. Can you believe at this time, the more popular boat builders were reserving build slots up to 2 years out? If we wanted to be living on our boat in 2026, we needed to find a builder and put down a deposit to secure a build slot as soon as possible. Since we're talking dream narrowboats, let's look at our narrowboat wish list in 2024. Starting with the style of the hull, we really like the cruiser stern. This type of narrowboat features a large, open rear deck, perfect for socializing and accommodating multiple people while cruising. Since narrowboats have such a small living space, we thought the stern area could act as a porch or mudroom of sorts. As for length, we didn't want to go bigger than 60 feet. While there are differing opinions, most feel you can't navigate the entire canal network if your narrowboat is larger than 64 feet. But even 64 feet can feel pretty tight in some of those locks. So we decided on 60 feet as our maximum length, just to be on the safe side. Interestingly enough, we were entering the narrowboat world at a time technology and innovation were shaking things up. And this was best seen in how you power this long metal beast. Traditionally, diesel engines had powered narrowboats since they replaced horses pulling the long working boats along the canals. One of the things we didn't like from our time cruising the Oxford Canal was the noise and smell of the diesel engine. As with so many areas of our world, electric power and solar were making their way onto the canals. Very excited about this, we looked at this new life as an opportunity to reduce our carbon footprint. By 2024, some narrowboats were being built that were entirely electric, charged solely by an array of solar panels. But we'd be living in England, which is known for its overcast, gray days. Cost of the new electric technology and a large battery banks all aside, even the biggest fans of all-electric narrowboats admitted it was impossible to collect enough energy just from solar panels to continuously cruise all year round. A parallel hybrid system was a promising workaround growing in popularity in 2024. Featuring both a diesel and electric engine, the electric motor drove the propeller shaft for everyday cruising. And a diesel engine, also connected to the propeller shaft, took over during more demanding moments, such as heavy currents on tidal rivers. The diesel engine also charged the large battery banks, not only for the electric motor, but also powered the narrowboat's electric-focused living when moored. Offering a similar solution, but with a slightly different approach, a serial hybrid system featured a larger electric engine to power the propeller, drawing all its power directly from the large battery bank. The battery bank wasn't only charged by solar panels that filled the narrowboat's roof, but also by a diesel generator, automatically engaged if the battery's charge fell below a certain level. Remember all those amazing people we met through Facebook? They each had their own opinion about these systems, and after speaking directly with the companies that installed all the different options, we decided on a serial hybrid system. This was a pivotal point for the rest of the narrowboat design. Because we plan on growing old on our narrowboat, we needed to age-proof it. Understand, by its very design, cruising the canals is very physical. Each lock is manually managed, from opening and closing the paddles to control water flow, to pushing open and closing big, heavy wooden locks. But we could manage the physical effort required to operate the boat itself. With this in mind, we decided to run everything on board with electricity, moving the need for heavy and awkward canisters of natural gas. By opting for diesel heaters to warm the boat's interior, we would avoid lifting heavy bags of coal and wood normally used in multi-fuel stoves. One of our Facebook friends had a water freedom system installed on their boat. A sophisticated filtration system, Water Freedom allows for users to take water directly from a canal and run it through a series of filters and clean it for use. Not only did all these solutions make our life easier on the canal, it eliminated one of the biggest challenges continuous cruisers face: finding and replacing basic necessities while cruising the nearly 2,000 miles of canals and rivers. We wouldn't need to stop along the network to buy natural gas, coal, or wood for energy, and we could fill up with water wherever we were. One of the biggest challenges was managing our human waste. The two main choices are: 1, building a large tank in the narrowboat and having the tank emptied when full, sort of like a floating septic system. The second popular system are cassettes that sit at the bottom of the toilet, collecting the waste when it's used. When the cassette is full, it's either replaced by another cassette or emptied. Both of these need designated facilities to be emptied and cleaned, which we'd rather not worry about. There is a brand of off-grid toilets that literally burn your human waste. Called Cinderella toilets, they burn the waste when someone is finished using the toilet. We were disappointed to learn the system was pretty demanding on power, and it wouldn't work for continuous cruisers. Interestingly, composting toilets were causing quite the debate in the narrowboat community in 2024. While the arguments were about whether it was worthwhile and how or when to dispose of the decomposing poop, it did fix our dream about not being tied down to facilities. Things we wanted, but weren't sure if they could be done, was a desk area and, in a perfect world, a second bedroom. And believe it or not, these are just the basic choices.
Well, cheers, baby.
Cheers! Mwah. Ooh, sorry. Things will not be taken on the narrowboat because they could break and they're big.
So, the reason we're celebrating is we have officially emailed the boat builder and said, tag, you're it.
And are you going to announce who we chose?
So it is
Smithwood
Builders. We had seen just in passing a couple of their narrowboats they had built. They've been at Crick. They actually won Best Boat at Crick. So we're really excited. We sent the email off and to get the information to send the wire to reserve our build slot. And now we get to do the really difficult part which Wendy's going through the budget, and we're trying to get and it just makes it more real for the logistics of moving over there.
It does. It's, as anyone who has done a new boat build, it's not a cost that you can just sneeze at. Mm-hmm. So, and there's a schedule of payments. So really it's about understanding how much and at what time we need to be able to wire money across, and just being prepared for that. So yes, it's a very happy moment, but it's also a little bit of hit of a realistic moment.
So, and if you are, hello, reality calling. If you are building a boat, you're going to find there's two camps. One camp is a pay-as-you-go camp. In other words, even to the point where you're basically buying the hull in the beginning, and
and then you're paying for stuff as you go. The major bits that go in, you'll pay for, as well as any labor and everything that they use on the boat. And then there's another camp of boat builder, which will do staged build costs, which is, and these aren't exact numbers, but like 10%, 10%, 20%, 40%, and then a final payment of like 30% or something like that. And then the boat is yours. Smithwood Builders goes with the pay-as-you-go, which is fine.
And they do that for a reason,
Yeah.
because they say that at any point in time, because you've paid at these stages, that the boat is yours.
What has been built is yours.
Right. So if anything unfortunate should happen to the company, you actually still own the boat. You would obviously need to pick it up and move it over to another boat builder to finish it out, but it's not like you lose anything. The asset does belong to you at that point. Everyone that we emailed was kind enough to say it would be much better if you just swing by, just make an appointment, and we would love to swing by, but we're quite a distance away right now. Both of us working full time so that we can afford this boat.
Yes. So now that we've got that in place, we now have a resource in place that's done. That's one less thing to worry about. Now we can focus on the logistics, which is being able to live in England legally and then getting all our stuff over there.
Although we do have another milestone.
We do.
We renewed your British passport.
We did. They're going to let me stay in England.
So
citizen.
they
Thank you.
will actually
His
let
Majesty's
him
government. We appreciate it.
enter England on his UK passport now. There's a lot of stuff in here. I'm a little overwhelmed right now.
Yeah, so we know we've got too many clothes for the narrowboat. We know that.
This is probably the largest closet that we have, but then we have 3 or 4 others that are all of varying sizes, and they're full. So this is an overwhelming task.
Here's the irony of the whole thing. We actually, before we set a permanent date to go over to England and retire on the canal, we actually started thinning our wardrobe then.
Yes!
And then miraculously,
It grew.
it grew. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna go through and do the tough test of screening our clothes.
Oh my God, honey.
What?
Honey, do you know what this is?
No.
It is my wedding dress,
No.
which unfortunately is not going to make the narrowboat.
One of my uncles, who lived on a narrowboat himself, went to Crick Boat Show in May 2024. We asked him to visit Smithwood Narrowboats and tell us what he thought about our choice of builders. We were so touched to get this.
Hi guys, good to see you. Adam here at Crick. As you see, the sun is shining, very, very busy. Show's going really, really well. We've got a brand new boat here that's just been launched called the Snug. This is one of our new builds. Shame you're not here to come and have a look inside, but you'll be here one day. And then to the left here, this is one of our respray boats. So this boat is 12 years old and it's been resprayed and refurbished. So it's part of our Smithwood Transformed, the new business we've launched this weekend. So good to talk to you. Very much looking forward to building your boat. Your boat's going into build, I think, next spring. I think it is. But I haven't checked the schedule, so apologies if I've got that wrong. It's a busy, busy day. Missing you lots. Good to see you.
At this point, we were always looking for ways to get our narrowboat fix. So of course, we were there for the premiere of Narrow Escapes, an English TV show that followed narrowboaters.
I'm sorry.
We just sold the Camaro. They came and picked it up.
My husband doesn't cry, but he got a little misty-eyed.
Yeah.
Happy New Year!
Happy New Year! Today, it's January 1st,
2025.
2025. we're officially at the 12-month mark to when we want to retire. Cheers!
Cheers!
Very exciting.
2025.
2025, baby, or as I'm calling it, 24 paychecks and a wake up.
One of the first things we worked on when we rolled into 2025 was starting the process to sell our house. Aside from facing a challenging real estate market, we realized just how much stuff we had and how much work it was to get rid of it. You can see this journey in our video, Moving Your Stuff from the US to the UK. Here's how we did it, linked below. We sat down to talk about our next exciting narrowboat adventure, this time on the beautiful Llangollen Canal. Then, the conversation took a somber turn as we faced a harsh and dark reality.
But actually, so that leads me to where the final bit that is causing a lot of emotion right now. Originally, we had scheduled this weekend to go and play with the drone in the local park, so I could get some practice in, because not to disappoint, but the only time I play with the drone is when we do our vacation videos.
Or when he's looking at our roof to see if we've lost any shingles.
Or to do the homeowner rah, rah thing. So, but we were gonna go this weekend, but everything really over the last 2 weeks has really been thrown to the fan because we realized we're not going to be taking our cat with us.
Don't cry, baby.
I know, but yeah. So we're not going to be taking our cat with us because we're going to have to say goodbye to him before we leave on vacation.
He has deteriorated. Well, we've had him for 15 years, and he has been probably the most spoiled fur baby on the face of this earth.
He's got a big personality for a small cat.
And Lawrence is not a cat person.
No.
In fact, we adopted Fafino for me because I am a cat person. He's never had a cat, never liked a cat. And Fafino won his heart.
Yes.
And one of the things he didn't like about cats is he didn't think that they were very loving and affectionate, which Fafino completely changed that viewpoint.
100%.
And so between the severe arthritis and the onset of dementia, we will be saying goodbye to him before we go on vacation. And there is such a feeling of guilt and loss. But we have to remember that he's led a very, very good life. We don't have children. We don't have to pay for a college education. In the US, it's pretty expensive.
It is.
And he has led a very pampered life, but it doesn't, go on, Fafino, smack daddy.
So we're bringing you along sooner than we did last time. It could be overconfidence. It could be faith in our ability. We'll know within a couple of minutes.
Faith in Lawrence's ability. he had to pull up and moor up for the first time, and he did it perfectly, like it has not been 2 years.
We navigated onto the Langlauflin Canal with heavy hearts. Add to this, between the flowing current and the narrow canals, we struggled to find the same joy that we did on the Oxford Canal. But the grandness and glory of this historic, breathtaking canal took our collective breaths away. And while we can't say it healed all wounds, it did show us the spectacular nature of the canals. Check out our YouTube channel, Love to Travel, for this incredible narrowboat adventure.
So today is the last week of June, which, what does that mean?
It means that we will hit the 6-month mark.
That's right, before we officially retire. So it's big news. And one of the big milestones of doing that is we're going into here today, and we're going to have our eye exam and buy a ton of contact lenses between now and when we retire, so we have a nice supply while we're over there, right?
Yes, so that'll give us time to get over there, find an optician there to resupply, but it gives us an opportunity to not have to worry about just one less thing once we move to a whole new country to figure out immediately.
And as much as we love England, and we do, we'll also be coming here right before we move over to buy a ton of stuff, because there are certain things you just can't get in England, and we want to make sure we have them while we're over there.
Yes, like your migraine medication.
Like Excedrin,
Yep.
which is what I need
Yep.
a lot of the time. And my love here is also going to get ourselves some glasses with some tinting in them and the whole 9 yards. So this is our prep trip.
Yes, because that's what happens when you get old. You wear contacts, glasses, bifocals. You need indoor, outdoor, the whole thing.
We put our house on the market, but due to professional reasons, we were trying to keep it quiet. However, while in Costco, we came across some disturbing news.
So here's the thing. You try to be careful, you try to be cautious, and then something comes out of left field and totally blows everything. We hadn't told anyone we were selling our house. People would want to come over. One set of friends got particularly upset when they wanted to stay with us for a couple of days, and we were like, no, you really can't. And eventually we had to tell them this is what's going on. And then what happens?
And then some strange woman is lurking around our house, takes a brochure from out front. I confront her and ask her if she needs any help, and she smiles and shakes her head, points to the fact she picked up a brochure and got in her car and drove off. It was very, very odd, and I didn't know why or what for. I mentioned to you, and you said the same thing. You had seen it from the window upstairs, and what happened?
And then you open the front page, and your house is on the featured article on why houses aren't selling. As bold as day.
How do you build a narrowboat from about 5,000 miles away from the English canals? A lot of very early mornings and video calls.
Good morning.
Good morning.
How are you? How's it? Are you in the new place?
All to talk about narrowboats.
We're going to build early August for your steel. So the rate of work, the steel hull will be built for the whole of August. September it will then go to up to Lynn.
We first did this the year before to speak with Water Freedom to exactly understand their system and the costs. Then we had one of our best conversations ever when a disappointment turned into a new opportunity.
Yeah, a couple of questions. So what is sort of the overall cost? You gave us the cost of the filters or the pan liners, but the actual cost of the unit itself and the install?
We learned they released a diesel-powered version of the Cinderella toilet. This meant we would get to burn our poop.
Today is a big day! Well, this week's been a big week, but we're talking to you today.
I feel like this month has been a big month.
And not all of it good.
Ups and downs, that's life.
Ups and downs. But the saving grace and the thing that's made us this will pass kind of thing is two things. The first thing is we get to flip this over and it is very, 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 very close.
Yes.
So do you want to go ahead and flip it over and reveal what we are looking at?
So from July, we have now entered August. So 5 months, less than 6 months.
It is getting very, very close. So that is the first thing. The second, he says, changing props indiscreetly. We got this. What is this, babe?
This is the official layout of our narrowboat.
And this is the final version for the shell to be built.
Yes.
Because we had to get to this point so they knew exactly where to poke all the holes. And what we're going to do today is we are going to blue tape the boat on the floor of our house so we can get an idea of what sort of living space we're going to have.
Because although we've been downsizing, we have a lot more to do.
Obviously, we'll do anything to stay connected to our narrowboat world.
So this is our galley. So, and then the overall width
This isn't bad.
We even tape out where we think the furniture will go. This will be the sofa in our living room.
exciting stuff.
Well, this really brings it into focus.
The TV goes diagonally across, right? So we get the most screen. Mm-hmm. The edge of the diagonally across starts where the couch ends, according to his. Yep. So end of the day, we need to enjoy our 2,200 square feet while we have it.
Well, when I'm mad at you, I'll go lie in our very luxurious bedroom and get away from you.
Wow, you said that with such passion too.
Well, we love each other, but sometimes we get very mad at each other.
I don't think there's so much we, but that's fine. All right, baby, big celebrations.
Yes, I'm excited and scared at the same time.
It's sort of like, be careful what you wish for, because when it's here.
Yes, I feel like I'm living in a heightened state of semi-panic.
So why don't you tell everyone what we're celebrating?
So we are celebrating the fact that we have a signed contract to sell our beautiful, gorgeous, very large home, and that has been a bit of a milestone.
Yes, it has.
It is challenging times economically.
Cheers. So when we're talking to you right now, it's just turned August. We have to start getting rid of stuff. We have to start packing stuff, not just stuff that's going to go in storage in California, but stuff that we're going to send to England, and that has to be packed in a particular way because of the way it's being shipped. We have to go to Croatia. It sounds like we're slumming it, but we're really not. We have to go to Croatia for
A dear friend's wedding.
for an awesome person's wedding. So then we got to come back. As soon as we get back, this one's going to go nuts because she's racing against time to pull everything together for her spousal visa. The sooner we can get it in, the sooner that we know. So then the timeline of that is at the very, very latest, we're hoping by sometime in October finding out, because in November 1st, we want to be able to say, hey, we're retiring, which will allow us then in November to go to California, hang out with her family, drop off the stuff, and then be in England by December, middle December.
Yeah, we're trying to shoot for like mid-December, so to get ahead of all of the expensive flights for the holidays,
Right.
And then to actually be there for Christmas with your family.
Yay.
That would be lovely.
It'll be the first
I mean,
Christmas I spent with my family in.
Yeah, how many years, babe?
It's decades. It's gotta be-
Calculate it.
Yeah,
You're going to have to like put it on the screen when you figure it out.
So what'd we just do?
I just had my biometric appointment for my spousal visa. Well, just like the Facebook group mentioned, it is the most anticlimactic piece of the equation.
So from God's lips to our ears, or as we called him up there, Steve, 4 to 5 weeks from now. Mark it on your calendars. Yay! All right, I think my wife needs some alcohol.
Now the house is sold, we have to clear it out and clean it up. We have 3 sets of stuff remaining. Boxes that'll be shipped to England. Stuff that'll be stored in California if we were ever to return to the US. And everything else has to fit into 5 suitcases that we'll take with us. We'll store everything at a friend's house. Then sleep in a very empty home.
So now, like I said, it's 2 days later, and we're back here in our very, very empty house.
It's echoes.
It echoes, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're doing one final clean because if you remember, we were lucky enough to sell the house in time, and they gave us a lease back for 30 days at no charge. And it got down to the point where Salvation Army collected the last bits of things we couldn't sell.
Yeah, we sold a lot of stuff through Facebook Marketplace, I think over the 9 months that we've been preparing. But at the very end, there were things that we still needed. We still needed a couch. We, obviously, because we're Americans, we needed a TV. Yeah. We needed a bed. We did try to sleep on a blow-up mattress as an experiment for a couple of nights and went, nope, we're not going to try and sell the bed. Salvation Army can come in.
All right, time to clean.
Yep.
And
get going.
Yeah, Wendy promised me there'd be no white glove inspection after we're done.
You're wasting too much time. This is a big house to clean.
This house looks huge now with nothing in it, but yeah, all right.
But there's no furniture to dust, so you're good there.
This is true.
we're determined to hand over the house in the best possible condition. It's just who we are. Without all our stuff, it could be any house. And it sort of doesn't feel like our home. It's really hard to explain. But it is, or was, our home. The first one we picked and bought together. We picked the lot it would be built on. Decided the size and what it would look like. We visited each and every week watching it being built. The hardest part of moving in was teaching our fur babies how to climb stairs, something they've never seen before. We built a back porch for those cooler Texas days. It was enjoyed by some more than others. And we entertained some very special guests on it. Then there was the time it snowed, shutting down Austin for over a week. And then there were the amazing sunsets. The best ones, they were enjoyed from our bedroom window. And finally, it was time to say goodbye to our home. This would be the last time we walked out this door.
I'm more emotional than I think too. Oh, I was just upstairs going, yeah, you know, this is getting us where we need to be. I don't really feel any emotion, but it's pretty much right. It's such a good time here. We have a beautiful home. Beautiful home. All right.
A lot has happened since we sat down to do one of these. Somebody got their visa. Yay! Yeah, it was crazy. As a matter of fact, it kicked off an insane week because anyone who's gotten a spousal visa knows that you have a time frame, and evidently Wendy, who is BFFs with a bunch of people on Facebook in a similar place to herself, found out that there's one particular day everybody just freaks out. Run around, sky is falling, earth is ending, oh my God, up is down, and that happened with us. Wendy looked at the calendar and went, so, but lo and behold, probably not even less than a week later, we got the visa from that crazy point. I was halfway to work when she texted me that it was there. And because we have an insanely tight timeline, with literally our families couldn't be further apart, but still be in the same countries, with going to California and then having to head over to England, that, I needed to put in my retirement letter that day. And that just kicked off a whole crazy series of things that happened.
Yeah, so you're officially retired from work.
As of tomorrow. So it's been a busy week, and it's going to end with this morning, which is Thursday. And we are having our stuff picked up to be shipped to England.
The same friend who let us store our stuff is also letting us house sit while she's out of the country. Yes, she is a very good friend. We did trial runs to make sure everything we're taking with us on our flight to the UK will fit into 5 suitcases. We sort of expect to live out of these for about 6 months. As for the boxes being shipped, we're using U-Pack We Ship. It'll be a total of 2 crates. Both are delivered with some assembly required. The shipper requires the completed crates to be on level ground, so on the day of the pickup, we're out bright and early to assemble and pack the crates. It's a very strange feeling to see most of the stuff you have in this world just drive off. And the very next day, we load up all the stuff being stored in California, along with what's being taken by suitcase to the UK, into a van for a cross-country adventure we've dubbed the Long Goodbye Tour. Yeah, it's not quite as famous as the Eagles' Long Goodbye Tour. We know.
And voila! There you go. That's French for fully loaded truck.
It's an early start to kick off the cross-country adventure, but not too early for a disaster. We've discovered that not all of the stuff we're taking to England will fit in the suitcases.
What we're doing is we are going to just throw stuff in a box. And when we get to Wendy's Brothers, we're gonna have to do a reckoning, a cleansing, try to repack. We literally have a whole extra box of stuff, and all our suitcases are absolutely packed, so.
The Long Goodbye Tour will take us through 4 cities located in 4 different states where we can say goodbye to Wendy's family. The trip, totaling nearly 1,800 miles over the western United States, should take about 27 hours to drive, but fortunately, that'll be spread over 4 days of driving.
Where have you been? We have been driving since 6 o'clock this morning.
Yes,
Yeah.
and it's almost 10.
Yeah, come on, people. If you're going to keep up with the travel adventure, you got to keep up with the travel adventure.
It was a nice walk down memory lane.
It was. I'm glad you were thinking the same thing, because we're driving in separate vehicles. She's in the car and I'm in the van. We went past LBJ Ranch.
Yeah, we went past, I can't remember.
Fredericksburg.
Thank you.
We
And
went past Fredericksburg.
There was a couple of wineries along the way that we went, which that's probably what happened. She was having a regressive blackout from those times. So so we're gonna refuel because we're at half a tank each, and we might as well because that way we'll have enough gas to get all the way to Las Cruces. Is that right?
Plus we're in Texas, which does have the cheapest gas, so.
Yeah, you got to get it while you can. So. All right.
Okay, love you.
La Posta is recommended by a good friend, as well as the hotel we're staying at in Las Cruces, and even Google. And yes, it was that incredible.
So today the drive's not as long as it was yesterday, because yesterday, that was a long day. We were both ready to get out of our vehicles at that point.
It was supposed to be 10 hours, but with our frequent gas and restroom stops, and also a little quirk where I had a light come on in my car, so we had to investigate that. It was more like 11 and a half hours.
So this one is just over 7, no more than 8. Staying on 10 if you want to follow along on the map. Going through Tucson, Arizona, and then we're going to go through Phoenix, and then on to Prescott, which is going to be where we end for the day. Very excited. All right, let's go.
All right.
If you have to go to the restroom, go now, because we're not stopping for a while.
On the road again.
On the road again.
Check out these rail cars stored on a sidetrack. There were so many, we drove for nearly 4 minutes to reach the total length of all the parked rail cars. Wendy's mother and her husband live in Prescott, Arizona, a place that enjoys a rich history as a frontier gold and silver mining town. Speaking of history, the Palace Restaurant and Saloon is the oldest business and the oldest bar operating in the state of Arizona. Located on historic Whiskey Row, the saloon was opened in 1877. Anyone want to play some 5-card stud? Make sure to bring your 6-shooter. The next stop is Las Vegas to spend some time with Wendy's brother Michael. Vegas is an amazing place. And how about this Christmas display in the Bellagio Hotel and Casino?
It's our last day of driving.
Yay! And I was so thrilled because I thought it was going to be around 8 to 9 hours. And when I was speaking to my nephew last night, he's like, no, it's more like 5 to 6 hours. So, woo!
And he was right. We're at like 5 hours and 50 minutes from this point. And you saw us drive out of Vegas, baby. Actually, with as much money as we drove in because we were there to see her brother.
Well, no, we bought dinner.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Yeah. I mean, it wasn't cheap, but it was a good dinner. It was a good dinner.
And be prepared. For the first time, we didn't order any alcohol.
Oh, yeah, that was the night of an alcohol-free night.
So
that was nice. Michael's a good influence on us.
So Vegas, no alcohol.
No gambling.
No gambling.
And no strip clubs. Because we drove right past all the strip clubs as we left. Did you see them there on the right? We didn't realize right behind our hotel was the red light district.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I was amazed by the varieties you can have of nudity, but we'll talk about that later. So anyway, so we're this last leg. If you've ever driven from LA to Vegas, you know it's nothing but desert. But I don't know if it's going to be that deserty today because there's nothing but dark clouds on the horizon.
Yeah.
So this might actually be a really pleasant drive in the sense that it'll be cooler. It won't be sun in your eyes kind of thing.
Yeah, Donnie was a little worried, my brother. He checked our weather going across some pass, which I guess is slightly hairy, but he said the weather should hold up decently. And then California has stopped their rain issue that they've been having. So we should have, hopefully, dry weather once we cross into California.
Nice. So yeah, this is one of the few times you can say thank you for stalking us, Donnie.
He's stalking me.
That's
You
right.
won't let him stalk you.
No, I won't. No, I won't. You know what? No one knows where I've been and no one knows where I'm going. I'm a man of mystery. Unless you're Wendy, and then you know everything about me. So, all right. Ready to hit the road? All right.
It did rain, and that pass that Wendy's brother was so worried about lived up to its notoriety. It was pretty scary at moments, and no, we don't have any footage. But we arrived at Wendy's brother's house safe and in one piece. He and his wife live in the cute little town of Templeton, nestled among lush vineyards, near the beautiful California coast. And its cute cafes. We even rocked out to a Van Halen cover band. And best of all, we were able to join in the preparations and celebrations of Thanksgiving, an American holiday which quite suitably is all about family.
So this is a milestone for us, baby.
Yes! No more
more
vehicles. Yeah, no more cars.
So this is the last big worldly possession we're getting rid of.
Oh, you're right. So, for the record, I sold it to Donnie for $3,500.
You spend your life buying things, owning things, and now we don't. But there's no time to be sad. Our boat builder started the build out of our narrowboat. Our new home. And far too quickly, we have to leave Wendy's family. Loading what stuff we have left into a rental car, it's time to head to Los Angeles, and more importantly, LAX Airport. We'll stay overnight in Los Angeles so we can start a long day of travel on a good night of rest. And what does one do on their very last night in the country they've called home? Even though Wendy and I have both lived in LA, neither of us have ever visited Santa Monica Pier. And located in Santa Monica's shopping district is Din Tai Fung, an international restaurant known for their meticulously folded dumplings. We last ate at one when we visited Dubai. Looking back, it was an amazing way to spend our last night in the States.
So how did the whole process go, baby?
Well, we practiced our suitcases and how we were going to maneuver around with them at the hotel. We thought we had it down to a science, and then one of the wheels broke off of the large suitcases. So we had to regroup. I think we did a fabulous job. We had to get onto the shuttle, get off the shuttle, check them in, And a nice set of ladies helped us check in, and the 3 bags that we checked were either oversized, overweight, or both. And they tagged them, but they did not actually charge us for them.
Yay!
And now we are in one of the 2 business class United lounges, but we're in the Polaris one, which is very high end. Right now it's very quiet, so we kind of have it to ourselves, so we're pretty excited. So we're relaxing with a drink and on to the next adventure.
The busy, loud, crowded airport gate is the stage for our last moments of living in the United States. Wendy's lived here her whole life, while I've been in the US, well, let's just call it a long time. So naturally, there are some strange emotions in the air.
This is it. Now's the chance. If you're going to back out, this is it.
Group 1. I don't have a home. How am I supposed to back out?
Exactly. Hobson's choice. You have to go. There is no backing out, young lady.
Thanks, honey.
Are you excited?
I don't know. Ask me on the plane.
How weird are you feeling right now?
You know me. It's not till like I'm in the moment, and right now I'm concentrating on making sure we go on the plane.
Hello, strange lady. How are you?
How are you?
Very excited.
So, what's happening, and what are you excited about?
We are moving to England. Could be forever. What's that?
Who are you moving with?
My beautiful wife. My life partner, the person who is going to be on this adventure with me. Yeah.
And why are you excited?
A couple reasons. First of all, we finally get to do the narrowboat life that we've been pining for the last 5 years and working hard at.
Yes.
And then I get to go back to England. I've really been missing England.
And how many years since you left England?
It's been about 38 years. In the last 10, ever since we started going back and thinking about the narrowboat, it's really been hitting home how much I miss it.
So are you emotional? You look a little emotional.
I am.
Yeah? What are you going to do when you hit the ground?
Try not to get yelled at by my wife.
Oh, I thought maybe you were going to strip naked and do like the polar plunge because it's really cold in England right now.
In Heathrow Airport or when we get to the canal? I need clarifications.
Well,
Am I going to do a Love Actually when I run through the airport? Because, by the way, for anyone who hasn't been in Heathrow Airport, that run through the airport in Love Actually is physically impossible. First of all, the distance alone would stop you from doing it, even if he was 10 years old.
oh, goodness. You are, for anyone that does not know you, I can tell you're a little emotional about this.
I am. I'm hiding it well because I'm not going to bowl like a baby. But yeah, I am very excited. And we're going to cheers this.
Yes, we are. Hang on. Excuse the camera. All right. Cheers, babe.
To our new life.
Cheers. Oh, hang on. Cheers again.
It's a long flight into the night and towards our new life in the UK. We booked a van to take us from Heathrow Airport to King's Lynn, Norfolk, simply because there was no way we wanted to manage 5 pieces of luggage through the underground and various train stations. King's Lynn is considered a port and market town that dates back to the 1100s. It's still just as charming as when I grew up here. It wasn't long before we met with the builder and could finally walk through our narrowboat. The weather was cold, exceedingly wet English rain, but it was perfect for us. We're at the build stage that requires final decisions on both substantial items as well as the more decorative choices.
Similar sort of look. So just, whatever you want really. I mean, they're all They've all the same product, they all do the same job.
It's a very special day. We visited with my uncle who lives in nearby Ely. Yep, he's the same uncle who shot the amazing video at Crick. And this visit gives us another narrowboat fix.
So this channel is being taken over by Nanook from the north. I traded my Asian wife in for an Alaskan. This is what two people from Texas look like when they're in the coldest part of England's winter. So we've been in England about 4 weeks now, but we finally have got our sleeping schedule set. Caught up with everything, living in my mother's living room.
Which is very spacious and comfortable, by the way.
It really is.
I think it's the warmest room in the house.
I got my national insurance number. Wendy's about to get hers. We're waiting for my English driver's license to come through the mail. We signed up to our local GP. We have our Tesco loyalty card. Yeah, so things are going to us having a life here. We will be moving into the rental as of the 1st of February.
The rental narrowboat.
Correct. And what's the really big news about narrowboats?
Well, apparently when we move on in February and March, February is the coldest month for winter.
Yes, it is. And the canals are already starting to freeze up now. So who knows what they'll be like by the time we get on. But the awesome news is it looks like our boat, the one we're having built, will be ready on April 1st. So that's where we are. I mean, it's been fun getting to England. I took Wendy to a cinema I haven't been to for 40 years. I joked that all the kids working there weren't even born the last time I went and saw a movie there. So yeah, I mean, what's your feelings now that you're here in England? What are your feelings about being here for at least the next 10 years, babe?
Well, definitely adjusting to the weather, but thankfully we got prepped at my brother's house. So up until it started hitting freezing, we were thinking, it's fine.
We can do this.
We can do this.
This is a walk in the park.
So to answer your question, you can ask me after we get through narrowboat winter.
So this was the spot where Wendy announced to the world that we were going to retire to the canals. It was here in September 2023.
We are on an experimental voyage because we intend to retire on a narrowboat.
And we have another one. We're going to end the video here. The very next video is going to be a re-edit of our very first adventure on the Oxford Canal. And the reason we want to do that is we want to show you all the silly mistakes we made and all the challenges we had when we first got the narrowboat. Because that first day we did a lot of silly stuff, and I didn't put much of it in that first video. But I feel confident in
Because you didn't want to look bad?
Because I didn't want us to look like idiots.
We were such newbies, it wasn't even funny.
It was crazy. It was crazy. So that's going to be re-edited and put it up. Then once that's up, you can go and watch the other 3 Oxford videos we have. But the week later, we're going to start our Llangollen tour, which people who have been subscribed to the channel for a long time have been asking for this for years. So I apologize it's taking this long. But we will put our Llangollen videos up, and then we're going to do the adventures we had on Viscount, our rental that we had for 2 months.
With this video, our YouTube channel is taking to the English canals with most of our videos focused on our narrowboat adventures. And if that news doesn't excite you enough to subscribe to our Love to Travel channel, maybe a sneak peek at how our narrowboat is shaping up will do it. But don't worry, we'll still take you along for our international travel adventures. We're hoping we'll have even more time in our retirement to pay much more attention to each and every exotic destination. Best of all, you'll have a front seat to everything, and you don't even need to worry about your flights. So feel free to browse our YouTube channel and pick the travel adventure you'd like to watch. If you click the bell icon, you'll be alerted the next time we publish a video, so you won't miss a thing. But here's the big question. Did you enjoy this video? Leave a comment below with your thoughts and feel free to hit the like button so YouTube knows it should recommend it to others. Until next time, my friend, travel well and be safe.